fatal heart impacts, past painful scars. In fact, I blast tasteful bars and pass. I back up my actions, fact don't ask, grab reactions, jacked attack with every word, then act with class as they hear me snap. I got nothing to lose, cause I fought and felt the bruise. Now I'm not the one confused, call the shots and they produce. I ain't lost, I'm finally loose, pick a new silver excuse. I need the views to boost me to a new abuse of being used. Everybody wants a piece now, y'all can rest in peace now. You're dead to me, so peace out. Remember, you're discreet out. Get ready for defeat now.
Alrighty. Hello everybody. This is Kirusho here, and now, whenever we last left off with this series, we had Deku, and well, quite a bit of things have happened. Now, Deku, he just entered UA High School, and surprise, surprise, on the first day of school, a zombie outbreak occurred. This being where certain students in Class 1A attacked other ones. Deku, he got bit by Invisible Girl. And well, Bakugo blew up the classroom. This knocking Deku out before he was carried away by other classmates. Now, with that being said, Deku, he woke up sometime later, in the teacher's lounge, and Bakugo, there to at least greet him when he woke up. The two, they did talk, and Bakugo, he did ask Deku for an impossible request. Bakugo wanted Deku to kill him, since he believes he's infected. Now, with that being said, we actually do have a few hours later, where Deku, he's just, well, sitting down, and he's still holding the metal bar in his hands. Now, Deku, he's just remembering exactly what Bakugo did say. Everything that's been happening, it's because of quirks. That's what Bakugo speculated. Everything he was told, he wrote down in his notebook. Everything that he can think of, well, it's gotta be somewhat true. There's gotta be some information to it. The last thing he remembers is Bakugo using his quirk. And, well, sometime after that he was bitten. So, there's at least some evidence to go off of there. Deku, he was bitten as well, but he didn't activate his quirk. Now, he does have a few theories about this. Could it be because of One for All? Or, well, is it just as he does think? He doesn't have enough information to piece it all together. So for right now, he must go under that assumption. One for All must be the reason why he might be immune. Now, Deku, yeah. He's just trying to think about everything. As he does look outside the window and see that the sun is finally coming up. Now, Deku, he does continue to wait, as he actually starts to look through some of the cabinets, and decide that it is best right now to, well, start waking some people up. He's not exactly too sure about many of these people. However, there were their introductions for the classroom. And Deku does at least remember a few of their names. And then there's even students that he doesn't really even recognize. Now, Deku, yeah. He's just worried about them. He doesn't know their abilities. And doesn't know if they could be infected either. Now that he actually is thinking about it, who here might be infected? They need to know. Now, you do actually have where somebody to go to wake up. And surprise, surprise, you do actually have Ochako. Now, the moment she actually does wake up, she does actually see Deku sitting down with a pot of coffee in his hand, as Deku is currently pouring some into some styrofoam cups. Now, Ochako, she is going to wake up and watches Deku just go to set the coffee pot on the table and then go to sit down, as she has to start to look around a bit, trying to regain exactly what's going on. Now, she actually is very confused, watching as Deku is just standing there or sitting down with a cup in his hands. And, well, she's going to ask the question, what happened to that guy well, that Bakugo guy. Deku just freezing at that statement, as he was going to turn away. Now, Ochako, she's very confused. The guy was in here, right? They came in here last night all together. And, well, he has to be around. Now, she does just think, did he clear the hallway? This before she was going to actually walk over and try the door. As the door, it does slightly move open. And she does see that Todoroki's ice is still there. Now, she does going to close the door and then go to carefully move backwards, trying not to slip on the water. Now, she does actually go to sit back down, and she's just trying to think, as she does watch Deku's vision, or look at the area he's looking over at, as Deku's looking right at the window. Now, she was going to open her mouth. Hey. Uh, what's up? What happened to that guy? You and him knew each other, right? Yeah, we did. Oh, okay, but where did he go? He wouldn't have just abandoned us, right? No, he left. Did he? Yeah. In fact, well, I don't think he's coming back. Really? He just left us? He abandoned us then, right? Jeez. You thought with you and him knowing each other, he would at least had some concern for you. Yeah. Who would think? Now, you do actually have where a few minutes do start to pass. And Ochako, she actually does start to try and wake up everyone else. Now, people do start to come too. As many of them, they actually do have the same questions. Now, after everyone they do sit down, Deku, he does start to open his mouth, asking anyone if they all got bit. Now, everyone they do look at each other, and talk about how, no, they have not. And Deku does just look around the room. He's very skeptical about that. And, well, from what he understands, he's the only one who got bit, but he's not having any adverse effects. Okay, listen, I got bit yesterday too. What time is it right now? Deku going to pull out his phone. As he does look at the time, it's currently about 7 in the morning. And if he's correct, he got bit after lunch. So that would mean he's been infected, quote unquote, for somewhere around, 18 hours? Now, Deku does explain this, talking about how he doesn't believe that bites cause infections. So if anyone did actually get bit, they need to be treated immediately. Now, a few people do actually look at each other, as you do actually have somebody who does go to pull off their jacket. And Deku does turn to see a blonde-haired guy, who does just hold up his bicep, talking about how whenever he was in class, a classmate actually did this to him. As Deku, he does see a large bite wound. Now, Deku, he's very surprised. Okay, he knew it. So you just hid this? Well, yeah. I didn't know what to do. Along with that, it's a bit of a problem. I don't exactly understand it, but, well, it seems that we might die, right? Now, you do actually have Momo who does go to speak up. I don't know. For right now, it doesn't seem like we're in very good position. But we should just wait on the pros, right? Now, Deku does go do one thing. He does stand up and walk over to the window. him looking outside of it to see if anyone is nearby. Now, after that does happen, Deku is going to turn on the television. And they do try to look at the reports. Now, right now the news is talking about quite a few things. And everybody, they do watch on. The news, they're trying to talk about how these could be severe side effects. These could be these could be that. And speculation as to what could have caused this strange outbreak. Now, it's very strange, as the camera does cut to pro heroes along with even army officials trying to take off the infected people or take them down. Now, this is where a few things do start to happen, and everybody, their hearts do start to somewhat sink. As a, let's just say, zombie ingenium does go running by, and he does actually go to grab somebody and tackle them right to the ground. Now, pro heroes and military officials do start to try and unload into this guy, as his armor is absorbing much damage. And there actually is where somebody does take a shotgun and go to aim down at his leg. Now, the man does fire off the gun, as you actually have Tenya Ida who does go to turn his head and look away from the television. Now, you do actually have where Deku does turn his head to see that guy, as he does look down and realize that that is not good. These guys have the same quirk. They must be related. Okay, now Deku is going to start flipping through channels. As, yeah, the more and more they try to learn about the situation, the worse it does seem. Since this outbreak is not just limited to Japan, it seems like it might be everywhere. Now, this is quite bad. And yeah, Deku's not really too sure what to do here. The more they look, the worse it does seem. And then there's actually something that does make Deku's heart skip a beat. Whenever they do flip to another television station, and yeah, it's the one they were just on with a zombie ingenium. As a tank gets sent flying through the air, and it gets sent smashing through a police barricade as waves of zombies start to rush the area. Now, you do actually have the cameraman who, he does get dragged by something. And then he does try to at least, well, let go of the camera and try to understand what's going on. As, yeah, everybody is watching, as a loud crunching sound can be heard. And there actually is whenever a hand does come down in front of the camera. And it's a very large one covered in blood, as it's going to crush it down. Now, everybody, they were very surprised by that. And many of them, they were very scared, since there was the sleeve that arm belonged to. Now, many of them, they don't want to say that they know who that was, but it has to have been him. There's no one else it could have been. The pattern on that sleeve was the same one as All Might's hero costume. Now, you do actually have Deku, who, yeah, he just sat there in silence for 1 second. No way. That's not possible. Now, everybody there just staring at one another. As you'd actually have where Momo, she was going to speak up. Okay, we have to start thinking about something. We have to get out of here. Alright, so we need some form of ideas. Todoroki's ice. He said it wouldn't last more than, well, about, 2 days? And even then, with the way things are currently headed, it would be right to assume he's infected as well, right? Yeah, he would be. Now, everybody, they do turn back to Deku, as Deku does look at all of them. It's safe to assume we all might be infected. Now, everybody do look at him, as Deku is going to hold up his arm, talking about how has anyone else noticed the quirk malfunctions? What? Yes, now that you mention it, Bakugo talked about them earlier. Yeah. He thinks that they are connected. It would make sense. I've been thinking about it for the last few hours I've been awake. If I'm correct, Shoji, Manetta, Shoji, Asui, and, Hakakure, was it? All their quirks, they fall under the same category. Mutations. Huh? Wait, what? Yeah, think about it. And, you guys are from Class 1B. Was the people who attacked normal people, did they have mutation quirks? Now, Kendo does go to speak up, talking about how, yes, as another girl does go to speak up as well. As it would be, I believe that's Tokagu or Tokaga, would go to speak up, talking about how there's a guy in their class who has very sharp blades in his arms. And he sliced up a member of their classroom. And in fact, he actually cut into Kendo's hands. Wait, what do you mean by that? Well, I was gonna try and use my quirk, but I remembered hearing about them. Whenever I thought about it, all of a sudden your guys' classroom blew up. Really? Yeah. I just panicked and rushed in. I don't know what to do. He was eating another student's face. Okay. Well, shit. This isn't good. We know. No. Deku does go around the room trying to ask everyone for their names, as we do currently have the survivors. Deku, Momo, Jiro, Denki, Kendo, Ida, Kirishima, Aoyama, I'm gonna need to look that name up later. Ochako and Monoma. Now, this is where Deku does start to at least ask everyone some questions, as he does want to know exactly what type of weapons they all do have. They're basically told simple ones. They all have metal pipes, or at least chair legs, that they stole from desk. And Deku's very skeptical about what might be happening. Okay, what is it? Okay, we need to think. Damn it. Okay, we must assume everyone else in this school is infected. What? Why would you say that? Because it's a correct assumption, right? Listen, I don't know too much, but I think it's fair to say that we need to proceed with that information. If we don't, we could all die. Bakugo told me that. Now, everybody they're just staring at Deku. He seems quite sad. And, there is a question that does get posed. Where did Bakugo go? He left. He went to go try and find help. Really? He could have at least left a note or something. Well, he wanted me to tell you guys. So, just don't worry about him, okay? Now, I really do start Midoriya, as he does look, sad. He must be really worried about that guy. From what they understand, these two knew each other for a long time. And there is actually where Deku, he does start to think. They need to get to the support course classroom. Huh? Why is that? Well, think about it. This be where Motas continue to talk. the support course classroom, they have to have some stuff, right? There's a pro hero who works there. Maybe we could find something out. Maybe we could learn something. Maybe. But how do we even know we'd find anyone? What if there's stuff there we can't use? Uh, well, I don't know. No. Everybody does continue to talk, as they do start to formulate a plan. There's a map at the end of the hallway, and it's right to assume that the ice, they still do at least have some time before it does completely melt. So, if they're right, they should be able to try and push a wall or push a piece of ice down the hallway, and it should slide across the floor because of how wet it is. So, if this does work, they can try to get down the hallway and find out where the support classroom is. Head there and see if there's anything they can use that would help them in the situation. Now, Deku, yeah. He's at least happy other people are able to stay this calm. If he was alone by himself right now, he probably would have broke down. And it's not really too good for him right now. Now, eventually the plan is put into action. As Deku, Ida, Monoma, and Kirishima, along with Denki, do try and push this ice down the hallway. Now, Kendo does give them a hand, as they're at least starting to make progress. Now, eventually after, let's just say, pushing in a few feet, it does finally stop. And it doesn't really work very much anymore. However, now there's at least an area outside of the hallway, or at least outside of the teacher's lounge, that they can finally walk in. And everybody, they are just starting to pile out, as people do start to actually look through the window on the other side. Now, Deku, he is just thinking that this is all very bad. Okay, we need something. Now, you do actually have where Denki does talk about how they could probably just climb over the ice. Maybe, but would that work? Now, you do actually have Aoyama who does start to speak up. Maybe they can try something else. Huh? Maybe, well, maybe I might be able to go. What are you talking about? Now, Aoyama is just going to bring up his hand, pointing the opposite direction, talking about how he does think that this hallway or the teacher's lounge is closer to this bend in the hallway. So maybe they can go that direction instead. Now, Deku, he does look that way, watching as the ice, it actually is pointed their direction, where it's actually spiked their way. So, this must be the hallway they ran down. Okay, maybe. But would you be able to fit over that? Ooh-wee. No. Anyways, now. This is where Deku, he does actually watch as the students do try to try and help Aoyama get up there, since he does need to actually climb up higher to try and slide down. Now, there is actually whenever Aoyama, he does start to make progress, and people, or at least students, do watch him start to run down the hallway as he is seen in the window. Now, Aoyama, he does get to where a map is, as he does start to look at it and inspect it. Now, Aoyama, he does just go to bring up one of his hands as he does, well, start to at least point in direction. Now, Aoyama, he does point across from them and down to the left, or at least a floor lower than theirs. As you actually where Deku does go look back the direction, and Aoyama, he's missing. Now, Deku, he's quite surprised. Aoyama was just there. Wait, where'd he go? Did he run down the staircase? Deku going to look down, as he doesn't see Aoyama anywhere. Now, everyone's quite confused. Where could he have gone? Now, you do actually have where everybody really start to try and make their way down that way. Aoyama basically just left them, so it's not too good right now. Now then, people do start to help each other try and climb over the ice. As we actually cut over to the hallway or the map where Aoyama was currently standing, and just about a few seconds prior, where Aoyama he did point that direction, everyone did turn their heads. Before something did actually wrap around Aoyama's leg, and he did go to turn around to look at it, before he was dragged away and down into the stairwell. Now, with that being said, yeah, he fucking dies. Anyways, now, students do try to carefully make their way towards the support course classroom, as they do at least see some students who may be infected. Now, it seems like they're trying to live out their daily lives. Whenever they do at least look at some who are standing in the classrooms, they don't really move or do anything. However, it does seem like some try to retain normalcy, sitting down in their seats and trying to do something here. It doesn't really make a lot of sense. And there is whenever Deku does at least see something strange. There's a teacher trying to write on the board. However, he has bite marks all over his arms. And, well, his hands aren't there anymore. Now, Deku can only assume that his hands got eaten. So, he's not in a good situation either. This being where they do actually try to sneak down the hallway more. And eventually there is when they do get to the stairwell. And Deku, he does see somebody that does surprise him. They all do see Todoroki, who's currently facing away from them. Now, this is all quite weird. And everybody, or at least let's just say Deku, he does want to approach him and try to talk to him. As you'd actually aware, Todoroki, he does hear something. And he does go to turn around as Deku does see his face. The right side of his face, well, it's melted. While the left side of it, it does look normal. And there actually is where the flesh on the right side, it actually does look bit into. Along with even the part of his clothes being completely burned off. Now, Todoroki, he does start to bring up his hands. As he does go to try and move towards Deku, and Deku does actually watch his ice start to shoot out of one of his hands. Now, Deku, he does go to quickly step to the right, as Todoroki, he does go moving forwards and towards Deku. Deku actually going to bring up this chair leg as he's going to swipe directly right at the back of Todoroki's head. And Deku does hit him right in the arm as Todoroki does go falling into the staircase. Now, Deku, he does hesitate after that has happened, as we actually do have where Kirishima, he does come running up, as he does try to hold Todoroki down and try to at least talk to him. Now, nothing is really working here, and there actually is where Deku, he does hear something else, turning to see somebody starting to climb the staircase. Now, Deku, he does just look at this person, as they do try to bring up their hands and go to grab at him. Deku just, well, rushing forwards and pushing right into them, as they do try to pull onto Deku, and Deku just go to turn and grab the railing. Now, after that does actually happen, you do actually have where Kendo, she does come running down the stairs and around to help Deku. As Kirishima's holding down Todoroki, Kendo, she does just walk over and kick this person down the stairs. As everyone, they do try to at least help Todoroki. Now, Todoroki, he's clearly not himself. His face is melted and he can't talk. And there actually is where Deku, he does just going to bring up this pipe, or this piece of metal in his hands, and he does just stare at Todoroki. Before he does go to actually bring it upwards and close his eyes. as he does try to just swing it downwards as hard as he can. Now, everybody they do watch that, as Deku on the first strike doesn't kill him. And he does have to bring it up again and again and again. Now, everybody they do watch Deku's expression. After Todoroki finally stopped, they could just go to puke over the railing. And well, yikes. That wasn't too good. Now, they do at least start to encounter less zombies, as they do make it to the sport course classroom, only to find that the door has been locked. Now, this is all quite bad, as there is whenever they're trying to force the door open, and they're starting to make a lot of noise. This being where somebody they actually do come over and unlock the door, after they do at least hear someone inside, and try to beg for help. Now, they are actually let in, as some support course students, they are still here. And yeah, they're trying to exactly know what the hell's going on, as they do at least see Deku with some bloody pants. Now, with that being said, I do hope you guys enjoyed, and have an amazing day. I'll catch you guys in the next part.